Hey guys, Chris here. So today I'm going to put the E's and the F's together just because I don't have many records that fall under E. Also, it's really going to show off what kind of scene kid I was, so get ready. First up, we got Earl Sweatshirt's Doris. This was Earl Sweat's, I don't know, I consider it his first album. It's technically his second, but it's the first one where he would he would start playing around with the sound that he would continue on with. And then I Don't Like Shit, I Don't Go Outside. When this first came out, I wasn't a huge fan of it, but it's really grown on me over the years. And then we got Some Rap Songs. This is, without a doubt, my favorite Earl Sweatshirt album. I think this is, perfect through and through. It's just, to explain it, look at that little sign that he says to himself. It's great. Then we got Earthless. I think this is just a self-titled. Oh no, Sonic Prayer. But they're a instrumental metal band that my buddy Trent put me on to. And I didn't even know that they had records until I was over at a dude's house and he was showing me his collection. And he pulled out a tour version of this, so the album art is colored and his record is also colored. And I was like, what? I didn't even know Earthless had vinyl. Then we got Enter Shikari, Common Dreads. This record, this is a formative record for me for when I was a teenager. Comes with this little signed postcard. And then it's just on black, but I think this was a $20 record or something. I got an email saying they were pressing it, and I was just like, oh, I love that. I actually still have it on CD. Then we got Flash Flood of Color. This was the last Enter Shikari record that I listened to, at least that I also enjoyed. And I've gone back to it. It's still really good. Then we got Every Time I Die, New Junk Aesthetic. Right? Yeah. It's on a gatefold. It's just on black vinyl. But Every Time I Die are one of my favorite bands. I've seen them a countless amount of times. I'm sure I could count it if I put time into it, but I've seen them so many times. Then from Parts Unknown, of their last 3 albums, I would say that this is my favorite. It's also probably the shortest, but it's just so fast and aggressive. It's everything that you want. And then Low Teens. This is probably their most, user-friendly record. They have some songs that don't even scream on these. They have a song featuring Brendan Urie of Panic at the Disco on that record, which is a really good song, but I listen to Every Time I Die for the dirty riffs and, just screaming, just relentless sound coming at you. Then we got Father John Misty, Pure Comedy. I am not a huge Father John Misty fan, I'm not even gonna lie. But I love this record. This record is so great. I believe it's just on black, yeah. This record is really, really awesome front to back. And then the one that he came out with after, Mr. Tillman, is really good too. But I honestly haven't listened to any of his other works. Then we got Fiddlar's self-titled on Picture Disc. This is a 10-year anniversary repressing that I got because I have the original self-titled. And this doesn't skip or anything, but I listen to it so much. You can see even the sleeve that I have it in is broke. Yeah, it's just one of my favorite records. I think it's actually a perfect record through and through, except for the fifth song, the song Horror, I'm not a huge fan of, but I understand why it's on there. And I used to really like it too when I was younger and I first started listening to them. And then we got Fiddler's second album. This came with like this little stencil here that you could like pop out, and as you can see, I've used it. But yeah, it's pretty cool. You know, the records leaves that little hole there. But yeah, they re-recorded like some of my favorite songs by them, and I mean, West Coast, I like how big it is now. But I think I like the original version more. Punks, though, that song is also a re-recorded song, and that one is better. It's much heavier with the re-recording. And then we got Almost Free, the third Fiddler album. This one is really good. Yet again, it's one of those, like, you know, this has a lot of songs that could definitely be on the radio. Which is not bad, but it is not why I like Fiddler so much. Then we got Fits and the Tantrums. As I said before in the 10-inch video, like this is, without a doubt, the best Fits and the Tantrums album, and really the only one that I listened to, because they sort of lost that sound as they went on. All right, and then up next we got Flying Lotus, Cosmogramma. This is just some pretty avant-garde jazz that I believe mostly features Thundercat on a lot of these, at least. Really good, really fun. Probably like the most traditional jazz sound that you get from these 3 Flying Lotus albums that I'm about to show you. You're Dead was probably this was the first Flying Lotus album that I had listened to. Really good. I think I came to it from the song featuring Kendrick Lamar, but the rest of this album is spectacular and would totally recommend. A fun thing that Flying Lotus does is he releases a lot of his albums as just the instrumentals, if you would rather listen to that. Then this is just on black. Then we got the Four Tops. You might recognize the Four Tops as the band that did the Superbad soundtrack. And they performed like a lot of their songs, like the first song on here, Are You Man Enough? Which is one of my favorites, but the album that the song is on, I don't think ever got pressed on vinyl. I think it went straight to CD. Then we got 4 Years Strong, Rise or Die Trying. Huge 4 Years Strong fan. This was the first album, you know, what was it? Heroes Get Remembered, Legends Never Die. That music video I got on like a comp DVD, and just totally enamored. I was like, yes, this is it. I still go back and listen to this album quite a bit. This one's so good. It's easy core. You know, if you're into like A Day to Remember, you're gonna love 4 Years Strong. 4 Years Strong just shred a lot more. This album is the follow-up album. I remember when I was younger, I didn't like it as much because they had dropped their keyboardist. But as I got older, I really don't enjoy keyboard as much, so I've actually grown to love this album. Yeah, it's a little bit more like heartwarming, I guess. And then this one, I really don't even listen to. There was like some deal where you got all 3 of them, you know, for a bundle price, which is what I ended up doing. Then we got Foxing. This was a band that I was like, I had heard, I probably heard Bloodhound first, and I was like, that's really great. And then I heard Bit by a Dead Bee Part 1 and 2, and I was like, this band sounds like Dance Gavin Dance. That's exactly what I want. Like an indie band that still screams and has these like mathy chords. And then unfortunately, they don't sound like that at all. It's on this, terrible Bears pressing. Not a Bears fan. Should have been indication that, they were going to drop that sound. And then The Frights, You're Gonna Hate This. This album I really, really like. The Frights, like, their early work, in my opinion, is their best work. Pretty much after You're Gonna Hate This, it's very hit or miss. Then we got From First to Last, Dear Diary, My Teen Angst Has a Body Count. What can I say? One of my favorite bands growing up. So much lore behind this band too. I could probably do an entire video just talking about From First to Last, so I won't get into it now. From First to Last, Heroin, the follow-up album, the last album that they had featuring Sonny Moore. Also, this features the guitar, or I think he played guitar in Limp Bizkit, but he plays bass on this album. Just really, really out there stuff, real good post-hardcore. Then we got the Front Bottoms. I don't like the Front Bottoms at all. I don't like this album. This was purely a gift from a friend of mine when I got his record collection. Then we got Fugazi, Red Medicine. This was a band, this was the first, Fugazi thing that I ever got into. I love punk music, but I just didn't have, an old punk head to show me punk music when I was a kid. I was much more of a metalhead that got into punk, later on in life. So I bought this, and it's really, really good. But there's just I would feel like a poser if I started getting super into Ian MacKaye at this point in my life. So I don't. Then we got The Fugees, The Score, pretty big Lauryn Hill fan, as everyone should be. I believe this is just on black, yeah. Really, really awesome stuff. Ryu Fukui, jazz pianist from Japan. I was told at one point that he has some sort of connection to Nujabes. Nujabes being the Japanese Jay Dilla. Really great stuff though. And then the final one, Future Island singles. I'm sure just like most people, this was my introduction to Future Island with Seasons Waiting on You. And I loved it. I remember I saw them perform the song on, I don't know, David Letterman or something. And Sam Herring, the vocalist, was just he doesn't stop moving. He's just going around the stage, just and it's amazing to see. It's so amazing. And then he does these guttural metal screams at one point in the song, and it's just this is all I've ever wanted. But that's it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and hopefully you enjoy some of these records. Please leave a like and a comment on the video and let me know if you like any of these records, if you want to know more about any of them. Is Black Lives Matter, Lives of Indigenous People Matter, and it's about 2 months until America has to vote, so please get out there, vote. If you don't feel comfortable doing that, do it by mail, but make sure that you're in one of the states that let you get your ballot in, even if it's a little late because of the terrible things that old Don T are doing, are doing to the American Postal Service. It's really terrible. And do all that we can to fix it. All right. See you guys. Have a good rest of your week.